Why care about this now? Because AI agents are moving from demos to practical tools, and a lot of the debate is still fuzzy. People hear terms like memory, tools, and subagents, but often do not see how those pieces connect. This tutorial around nanobot matters because it comes from HKUDS and shows a full agent pipeline in roughly 4 lines of Python that makes it small enough to inspect, not just consume as a black box. For a channel focused on China-related questions, that is useful. It gives us a concrete way to look at one strand of technical work linked to a Hong Kong academic setting, without inflating what it proves. The payoff for viewers is simple by the end. You can separate agent marketing from agent mechanics and understand what this kind of compact framework is actually doing. At the center of the tutorial is the basic agent loop. The notebook does not just install nanobot and run it. It rebuilds the main parts step by step. The system assembles prompts from workspace files like AGENTS, MD, SOUL, MD, USER, MD, and EMRY. MD then sends that context to an LLM. In this case, G for omitted. If the model asks for a tool, the code executes it, returns the result, and loops again until there is a final answer. That may sound simple, but it is the key tension here. Many agent systems look complex because they hide this loop behind layers of abstraction. Nanobot makes the structure visible. The examples are practical to time lookup, calculations, writing files, saving memory, so viewers can see that the framework is not magic. It is a controlled cycle of context, tool calls, results, and response. The next layer is where nanobot becomes more than a simple chatbot. The tutorial inspects a persistent memory file, adds a daily journal entry, and shows how the workspace changes over time. That gives the agent a way to retain useful context across interactions. Then it adds a skill system using markdown files that describe specialized behaviors, like data analysis or code review. This is important because it shows a design choice. Instead of burying every behavior inside model weights or sprawling code, the framework exposes capabilities in readable files. That makes the system easier to audit and extend. It also reflects a broader question in AI development: how much intelligence should live in prompts, tools, and modular descriptions, rather than inside a single model call. Nanobot does not settle that debate, but it gives viewers a concrete example of one answer. The tutorial then broadens the system into directions. First, it adds custom tools, including dice rolling, text statistics, and password generation, and wires them into the same execution pipeline as the built-in tools. That shows how easy the framework is to extend without changing its basic logic. Second, it models session management and subagent spawning. Session history helps maintain continuity across turns. Subagents handle focused objectives in parallel background tasks. This is where the phrase full agent pipeline starts to mean something more specific. We are no longer looking at one isolated model response. We are looking at a small orchestration system that can keep context, call functions, and delegate work. The value for viewers is not that nanobot is necessarily the final answer. It is that this stripped-down implementation makes agent architecture easier to reason about, especially when larger platforms can feel deliberately opaque. So, what is the larger China-related question here? It is not whether nanobot alone changes the AI race. The more grounded question is what this kind of project tells us about the technical culture around AI in Chinese and Hong Kong-linked research circles. In this case, the tutorial emphasizes transparency, modularity, and a code base small enough to read in one sitting. It comes from HKUDS. Uses standard model access through OpenAI's API and demonstrates patterns that also appear in much larger agent systems: context assembly, tool dispatch, memory consolidation, and background delegation. That matters because it gives us evidence of how agent ideas are being taught and prototyped, not just branded. The clear takeaway is modest but useful. If you want to understand where AI agents are heading, looking at a compact framework like nanobot can tell you more than watching another polished product demo.